Anyone feels lost in a new environment. Anyone feels Many people will feel uncomfortable in environments that are unfamiliar. And so feeling lost is common in a variety of circumstances. If it's your first day, especially new circumstances, first day on the job, first day at a new school, it's not necessarily just new to college. Even students who have dual enrollment may not be used to the type of college because they may have had dual enrollment in high school, in a high school environment that is still 80% in person, 20% homework or something close. Whereas college is usually a third or a sixth in person, unless you do all online classes, and a 2/3 or 5/6 homework outside of class. That alone, drastically different. And especially if you're a verbal processor, if you are a social learner, if you are an auditory learner, and there's a whole lot of online text you have to read now, if you're a physical and learning styles are complicated on the science/pseudoscience realm, but it's good to know if we have proclivities, if we tend to be more practiced in listening and taking in information, reading and taking in information, or discussing and taking in information. And there are tons of research on that are best practices for figuring it out. It is normal, is the short answer. It's normal to feel a little lost in your first week. I tell my students, it's okay to get stuck sometimes. It's okay to feel lost sometimes. What you do with that feeling, how you respond to that discomfort, determines your long-term success. Don't stay stuck. Don't stay that way. But there's a lot of new, and it's okay. And it's going to be hard because new is sometimes hard. It doesn't make it bad. And that's a distinction. Like sometimes we do things, they're hard, and we like attach moral connections to it. Like it must be bad because of how difficult this is. And no, sometimes it's just so new that it's hard for you. And then you look at someone who has it down and you're like, well, they've been practicing that type of thing. So for instance, I had someone who in my class did high school homeschool and grew up homeschooled. Well, that style of learning is a lot closer to the college environment because it's more independently driven, and you have to especially if you're being homeschooled by someone who's not an expert in the specific disciplines, it's your job to go study the material, hold yourself accountable to getting assignments done and that sort of thing a little bit more than a public school situation where you've got an expert ready and ready to ask questions, and they're in front of you 5 days a week, and so they're accessible. So don't stay stuck. It is normal. Don't let it discourage you. But do the things you need to now in that first week. Make connections with your professors. Reach out, ask basic questions. Connect with your fellow students and that sort of thing. And if you're in my class, I cover some of those strategies, I think, in chapter 2 of my textbook. Don't stay lost. It's okay to feel a little uncomfortable, but that doesn't mean you should stay there, and it doesn't make it bad. It just means you've got an area that needs growth. I need to make new social connections on campus. I need to get into a gaming club, go find esports, get into one of the other clubs on campus, like Society for Women Engineers, or the Science Club, or the Math Club, or the Computer Club, or whatever it is, the Fashion Club. Find a place where you can connect, where you can grow together, and keep people around you, or build people around you, a support system that will help you grow and not bring you down. The other one was personal. What made me want